Good morning, class. Today we are going to do a story written by Ruskin Bond. The story is called The Thief's Story. A young boy makes friends with Anil. Anil trusts him completely and employs him. Does the boy betray his trust? This is the story. One day, when Anil was watching a wrestling match, he meets a 15-year-old boy, who picks up a conversation with Anil. At the end of the conversation, this young boy, who claims to be Hari Singh, he makes friends with Anil and makes Anil give him employment as a help in his house. Hari lies to him, telling that he can cook. And Anil wanted somebody to help him in the cooking in the house, and so he takes Hari Singh along. Hari Singh is told already that that Anil will not be able to pay him, but all that he can do is help him study, help him learn. Now, the first time when Hari Singh cooked a meal, it turned out to be so, it was so not so tasty, it wasn't eatable, and Anil threw Hari Singh out of the house, saying that he does not require his help. But Hari stuck along, and he never went away from Ali's house. By and by, Anil told him how to work, he told him how he can help. Anil told him how he can assist him in the daily chores. Now, Hari Singh was a boy who was known to be a person who would cheat and who would loot the masters, his masters. And Anil was supposed to be his new target, the fresh target. Now, he does not go and immediately plunder. He waits, he builds trust, and then he has already made a plan for himself as to how he would plunder Anil. Now, Anil has been a man who is a man after his own heart. He would not, he would at times have no money at all, and when he would have money, he would go around celebrating and spending it on his friends. Money would go, money would come for Anil. But once it so happened that a lot of money came to Anil, and he tucked his bundle, the wad of rupees, he tucked it under his pillow and he went off to sleep. Now, Hari Singh was watching all of this, and when it was night and Anil was asleep, Hari Singh walks in and takes out the wad of money from under the pillow, and he runs away from the house. He reaches the station to catch the 10:30 express to Lucknow. He can easily catch the train. When he reaches, the train is already moving, but he can still catch the train. He stands there at the platform, watches the train go. He cannot, for some reason, get on the train. He stands as a statue and does not make any attempt to get on the train. He knew that for some time, with the kind of money that he had in his hands, he thought that he would be able to live a life of a rich oil-rich Arab. But then he knew that in some time this money will finish and that he will have to look for a new target for himself. While he stands there, in a way introspecting what he's done to Anil, he also is reminded of the fact that Anil had promised him to teach. In fact, Anil had been teaching him how to write down his name, and also had promised that he would be teaching him further to write sentences and to add and subtract. Now, The train has already left. Hari Singh stands, doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know whether he can go back. He doesn't know whether he can lodge in a hotel close by. All he can do is just while away his night somewhere in the open. He goes to the bazaar. He stands there, and it begins to rain. He knows nothing. He knows not what to do, and so he does what he should have done earlier. He goes back to Anil's house. Now, he goes back, he puts the bag of money under his pillow and then goes off to sleep. To his surprise, early morning the next day, Anil wakes him up with a cup of tea. And as if nothing has happened, Hari innocently looks at him and takes the cup of tea that is offered to him. And as he sips his first sip of tea, Ali gives him a 50 rupee note. And he says, "This is how I'll start paying you. From now your salary will be rupees 50. Now as soon as Hari Singh holds the note, he realizes that it is still wet. Still wet because of the rain that happened the previous night. Hari Singh, I'm sure must have been a little anxious, thinking Ali has discovered what had happened the previous night. He must have thought that Anil will reprimand him in some certain way. But then he was quite amazed to see the goodness in his heart, and he says, when he tells Hari Singh, "Hari, from now on you will be paid 50 rupees a month, and that I had quite forgotten, but I will now start teaching you." A new phase of life started for Hari Singh. From a person who was running away from the police and he was changing his name all the time, his life came to a person who was ready to accept him and reform him. The chapter talks about how goodness can beget goodness. Thank you.